Honeyz racked up the hits when they launched themselves into the pop world in 1998. Have they finally found a settled lineup, or will it be the end of the line once and for all? We find out right now. It's the beautiful ladies from the Honeyz.
Hello.
Hello. How are you all?
Good.
Very good.
Fantastic. We're still buzzing.
Still buzzing.
Yeah.
Still on a high. This is good stuff. Now, firstly, we need to get the lineup issue out of the way. The 2013 version of the Honeyz consists of 2 members that both left the band originally, plus the everlasting, ever-present Selena. So have we finally got Honeyz harmony?
100%, 100%. We're having so much fun and we feel so blessed to be able to have a second chance again, you know, and this lineup just feels so right. People keep saying, like you just said, have you finally got the right lineup?
Yeah.
And then we forget that we haven't done this together before, you know? It's really odd.
I think sometimes things are just meant to be.
Yeah, exactly. Everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
And you're here today, so that's all good.
Exactly.
Now, Heavenly and Mariama, you've both been in the band separately, but never together.
I know.
So is it weird to be working together now?
It's not weird. It just feels so natural.
Yeah.
We've got on so well. I mean, we've been put together under circumstances where we've been rehearsing and practicing, and it's brought us, I think that has brought us together because we're working towards a goal.
And it's quite, the way we got together was kind of quite a high pressure situation for rehearsing and everything in a really intensive kind of way. So you kind of get used to each other pretty quickly in those circumstances.
Cool.
So.
Now, what people might want to ask is, where is Neymar from the mix? What happened to Neymar?
We did approach her a while ago, and she couldn't commit. She's got other things going on in her life, so that's why I think things were meant to be.
Yeah,
you know?
can you imagine if there was 4 Honeyz? The guys just wouldn't be able to take
quite
it.
Work for,
Yeah, it
would
wouldn't work. I think
it'd
3...
be too much.
Yeah, too much. 3 is
much.
just right. Now, you recently performed at the big reunion in London. The crowd were electric. How did you girls feel going up on stage, performing as the Honeyz?
Oh, so amazing. The atmosphere was just unbelievable.
Yeah.
I think because people have watched the show, so they've seen our personal lives, which is what's different from when we did it the first time around. So you could really feel in the audience that they felt like they were rooting
in
for
there
you
with
because
us.
they followed the story, and it just, the atmosphere was unbelievable.
It
and
was
all the
so
bands did
overwhelming.
it. Yeah.
So
And when
overwhelming.
all the white fluffy stuff came down at the end, oh my God, it was just like something out of a fairy tale. You know, we've done our 3 songs, all the other bands are there, and then the fluffy
You've all got
stuff
together
was
as one.
so
It's just, it's
emotional.
emotional. It brings it all back, does it?
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. It was amazing. It was just such an amazing time, so overwhelming. I remember when we first came out for Finally Found, and I started to sing, and I sang that line, and I never want this moment to end. And I thought, oh my God, I really don't want this moment to end. And then I was started to well up, and I thought, oh, get a grip.
I need to stop.
Yeah.
Cry later on. When
And then by the end of it, we were all crying. It was amazing.
Cool.
Felt it.
Well, let's talk about Finally Found. That was the first single you released. It remains your highest charting single to date at number 4. How did you expect it to do as well as it did?
We never
all.
expected it. We sat there in like a cafe and were writing the lyrics to Finally Found, weren't we? And we never, in our wildest dreams, expected it to do that
Even
well.
when the record company said to us, we think your first single's going to be Finally Found, we all went, no, because we didn't have much confidence in our songwriting at that time, and we felt that it was a song that should just go onto the album because it's something that we wrote, but no, we should go with something else. And they were like, no, Finally Found, and we were thinking, it's a ballad, we don't want to come out with a ballad. And we were really, really worried about it. And then it just went woof, you know, and it's just amazing.
Now, after the success of your album, Wonder number 8 in the UK, America came knocking on your door and you managed to get a deal with Def Jam. So what happened there? How did that all come about?
Well, it was amazing. We were signed to Mercury, and Mercury are kind of associated with Universal, and Def Jam is associated with Universal as well. So it was a natural progression, and they loved us. They just thought, yeah, these girls are hot. We want to sign them in the US and make them really big, and first black British group to be signed to that label, you know. So we were so blessed. It was amazing.
It was all so good, and then I gonna messed it up, didn't I?
Heavenly, you quit the band. You know, if you would have stayed, how far do you reckon the Honeyz would have gone if you would have stayed in the band?
Do you know what? I can't.
Don't think about it,
even
Helen.
think about that.
Don't
Excuse
get me
me,
thinking about it.
let's just sort something out here. If she hadn't left, I wouldn't be sat on this couch.
No, think that's another reason.
Very true.
put it there.
Yes, thank you.
It's still not a good enough excuse.
Selena's,
You know what? Everything happens for a reason, you know,
Yeah.
and it was just one of those things. At the time, it was disastrous. It was a really hard thing for me to get over. But as time goes on and you grow up a little bit and get to digest things, you realise that your life isn't a path and everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
And that happened for Heb at that time because that's how she was feeling.
Yeah.
And, you know, we wouldn't be here, like Mariama says, today if all of that didn't happen.
That's true, actually. This lineup wouldn't be here, would it?
No.
So I did the right thing.
No, you did not.
I did the right thing.
Well, once you left, the very beautiful Mariama stepped in. So were you a fan of the Honeyz before you joined the
No, I
group?
thought they were
yes.
No, actually, I used to see them like on road shows and stuff, and they always were like very glamorous and all a bit like pristine, whereas I was wearing baggy trousers and trying to be cool at the time. So I just kind of thought, who are them? kind of thing. But I do really like the records.
Yeah.
And then when I got drafted in, it was like that kind of awkward. I had to go in, and Selena was sat there, and I had to sing. But she was really sweet. She was
I
like a
hated
little-
it though because not your singing, babe, but just it was that whole kind of audition process because I know what it's like, and the management were there, and Mariama walked in, and I immediately said, "Oh, I know her. She's great. You know, she can sing. It's fine." Because I know how embarrassing it could be to be in that sort of situation. And our manager was like, "No, no, get up and sing something." So I really felt for her because I felt really nervous for her. You know,
She's
like
really sweet. She's like,
I
you
was
know, like
looking at her like,
wheel me
you
on.
know, do good, you know. Because I knew instantly that I wanted her to be in the band, so...
There we go. But it was like deja vu for you because, Mariama, you decided enough was enough. Another 2 hits and you were off.
Yep.
So why did you decide to leave? What happened there?
I think when I came in, I kind of came into the band a bit of a back foot,
Right.
because coming into a band that's already been together and made their relationships and everything, obviously Heavenly had just left, so they were still feeling a bit raw. And when I entered, it was a little bit kind of grating,
Yeah.
if I'm completely honest.
Yeah.
Not Selena was lovely. And I found it hard going after a
Yeah.
while. Yeah, and I was getting really upset every day when I was going to work, and then I got to a point where I went, life is way too short. I love
Yeah.
my job, but I want to be happy. So I left. And then this one, the man came back again, didn't she?
And this is the thing. It all
I've
got a bit
I've
confusing.
read things that have said, and Heavenly decided she wanted to join the band again. No, I got a phone call out the blue. I was getting on with my life there, and got a phone call to say come in the office. I thought I'd said or done something wrong. I didn't know what it was about at all. And it was that day that I went in, they explained to me then, and then Selena and Naima walked in, prickly.
We had the same phone call, though. We got a phone call saying, come down to the office.
It was completely, that's how it happened.
No one told us why, and we usually just went down to the office. So at that time, we were a bit raw because Mariama had just left, and we were just thinking, oh, what's going on? Maybe it's a meeting about that. And we walked in, and there was Hev.
And it was a bit of
And
a
I
shock
was-
because no
I'm
one was
sitting
told.
this way, and then I've turned round.
What is that girl doing here?
What were you like?
I was like,
Hey, can she
you know,
go?
I could not believe my eyes.
Wow.
I was like, I have been stitched up. Literally stitched up. It was crazy. And I looked at her, and I could
Obviously,
tell.
you didn't know what was going on.
She didn't know what was going on either.
No,
and it was
well,
just like...
Seeing
right.
them, turning around and seeing Naima and Selena, obviously they told me at that point, and I was like, okay, so I'm expecting. But then when they actually appeared, it was like 2 Trojan soldiers coming to get me. But no, it was, you know.
We can laugh about it now.
You can laugh about at the time, it was a bit like, whoa, what's going on?
We were angry with her. We hadn't seen
Yeah.
her for a couple of years, and she never even told us why she'd gone. So we were like, you know, what is she doing here? You know, and it was just the craziest thing. They should never have put us in that situation. It wasn't any of our faults, you know, but it was out of our
on with
control.
it.
And you got on with it because,
got
you know, you stayed for over a year before you got dropped. Did you think it was inevitable that you were going to get dropped after the whole situation of people leaving and getting back together? Did you think it was coming?
I had a strong feeling for a long time, and Naima kept saying to me, oh, shut up, C. You're always so negative. I kept saying to her, we're going to get dropped. We're going to get dropped. And I just felt it, because after Mariama left, I was quite low because we got on quite well. And I just felt like the group, when Hev came back, that there was so much that we hadn't spoken about. It was just thrown back together. And at the same time, I just had all this like, for her.
Anger
yeah,
still in
and
you.
There was anger.
yeah, there was
Yeah.
definitely anger there, and I just thought I can't work like this. I really can't work, and I just thought I'm sure the record label can see this because they're listening to us every day, going on about X, Y, and Z, and I just kept saying we're going to get dropped. We're going to get
I
dropped.
think it was when we did I Don't Know, for me. When
Yeah.
we did that video and I was sitting there and we were singing, I don't know, you don't know,
We don't know where we're going.
I really felt that.
Yeah, I felt that way too.
Seriously.
And we in the video
I was
we
like,
get to a crossroads and we're looking that way and that way and that way. And, you know, I felt then at the video that I don't know where the hell we're going.
Yeah, it
Are we
wasn't
going
the
that way or just out? You know, and that's how it felt.
Wow. And then when things did come to an end, what did you girls go and do? Did you still keep in contact? Did you want to go off and do your own stuff?
We gigged for a little bit.
Yeah, we gigged for a bit and then we just went off and we just got on with our lives, really. I think we knew from then that we didn't have the bond enough to be able to move forward as a three and say, right, let's get another management company, let's get another record
That's
label.
really hard in itself.
Yeah,
so you have
that's
to,
hard in itself.
yeah.
So you have to be strong as a
Yeah.
unit to say, let's do this on our
You
own.
have to want to really
And
do
have
that.
the passion
yeah,
as well.
exactly.
for
have
it.
the
And I
passion.
think we've probably been beaten up by it all. And,
Yeah.
you know,
Enough was enough
wanted
then.
to step out the ring kind of thing.
Yeah, definitely. But now you've had a breather and you're back together. Things are looking good right now. Are there any plans to get some new material out there, do some recording?
Since when we got back together for the project, the TV show that we were doing, it was kind of just for that, like the one night only kind of event. But then everyone kept asking us, are you going to do stuff? Are you going to do stuff? And we've just gone, well, let's sit together, write some stuff, see what comes out. And if people want to hear from us, then we'd absolutely jump at the chance.
We always said we'd
So we're
do it
talking
if
about
the fans want it. If people are saying, we would like you to do more music, then we'd start thinking about it. And that's been the general thing that we're getting all the time on
amazing.
Twitter and Facebook. People are saying, please do another album. And because we did a second album, Harmony, that was unreleased.
Yeah.
And it got leaked onto the internet and a lot of fans have it. And it's such a great, great album. But, you know, obviously we're not making anything from it and the Universal have put it out there. And they're saying, you know, we want you to do something now that's proper, you know, that it's not just leaked stuff.
Yeah.
So I think we should.
Can you tell us what direction you girls want to head in for? Is there anyone you're listening to right now that you're really inspired by?
I think we were talking about this the other day and we sort of like come up with a bit of melody and stuff. And we're more likely to be kind of emulating older stuff.
Okay.
I think really sort of looking back to the old school R&B, getting some flavour from there, I think, more than anything.
Yeah. I don't know, I've never really thought that we had a style. We were always just put into a box by whoever thought we were this, pop, or that we were R&B. But we just used to just go in and just do our thing, you know. And if it sounds like a Honeyz track, then that's just what it is, whether it's pop or R&B, guitar-y, you know, whatever. And I think that's what we'll just do this time. We'll just go in the studio and just make beautiful music.
Yeah. Well, I'm very
sweet
excited.
music.
Yeah.
Sweet music.
Sugary honey music.
Yeah, exactly. She's got it down to a T.
Hell yeah.
Now, but with you living out of the country, how's that going to work out? Are you going to move back?
Well, basically, you know, I'm in the Algarve now. It's a 2.5-hour flight here.
Wow.
And it's short. It's like if I was to live in Leeds or something. So
There we
It takes
go.
longer to drive across London these days.
Thinking logically, which is good.
logically,
Yeah.
and I can come back and forth. If the need comes to move everything over, then I will do. We've
Wow.
spoken about that all together. But for now,
Yeah. And nowadays,
I'm happy in the
things are
sun.
so much easier. Like, you know, we could be in the studio and just FaceTime
Yeah.
Hev.
Yeah.
And be like, oh, we're doing this and that, or we can songwrite over
Yeah.
Skype. You know, the way that the world is nowadays is so different to how it was
Yeah.
when we were out. You know, it's changed completely, so it makes our lives a lot easier, and it's not so difficult that Hev lives in Portugal.
Oh, this
cool.
is really exciting, ladies. This is really, really exciting. Thank you so much for coming in and talking to us today.
Thanks for having us.
Oh, you're very welcome. Make sure you come back when you get some new music so we can have a
Yeah, we
listen.
would love to.
About that. That would be
We would
really
love
cool.
to.